We're almost done with our homepage. This is a quick mock-up of what we're going to be creating is this pricing section on the front page. I'll scroll to the bottom, and this is where we last left off. I add a new section and we begin with a one column row. I just want to quickly point out one thing. If you go to add new module or row, you're actually going to find, if you type in pricing, that there is a module for pricing tables. It's nicely set up, ready to use. The layout is going to be restrictive, but in many cases, this is going to be very good and it can work for you. I was about to do the tutorial in this, and I just found that the way I was designing it is much easier because I wanted the 3 columns separately. But if you're ever interested in it, go and figure out the modules. They are there. First thing I want to do is give this section a heading, and same like we did up here, all the way up here, I can just go and copy this heading and bring it to the bottom. Go to the bottom, I'll click here on plus, add from library. We haven't saved it yet, and that's what I want to do, seeing that I'm constantly using it. I'll go to this section over here. We had put this inside a group box, so make sure we select the box. I can see the bounding box, select, right click, and then go save to library. And I'll call this section title. Section title. Let's move it up a little bit and then say add to library. Scroll to the bottom, click again on the plus, go to add from library, and then select section title module and use this module. It's going to drop it in. This is a saved part. It is not a global one. There was an option to save it as global, but the new way in Divi, when we work with global sections or blocks, is something that we will explore a little bit in this module, but more in module 3. And that is, you go up here to the top left and you work with a canvas. Just a teaser. Let's go back to where we were. Scroll to the bottom, centerline all of them. Select the first one. And this is where design, we go to text and we put it center aligned. There we go. Same for this one. Go to heading text for this one and center align. And then for our line, this one is a little bit tricky. Do we want to keep the line? And how do I get it to the center? I don't think, yeah, here we go. Alignment under sizing. We can put it in the center, but also remember, we put a negative spacing on the left margin. Go to spacing and remove that. I'll just delete, enter, and it's nicely in the middle. To make sure everything is nicely aligned in the middle, I will select a column, open the layers panel. If it's not open, select the group. It's inside a group. And then we go to layout and align items. I also put that on center just to make sure that it's also aligned. I'll bring in one more element for this group, and that's a subheading, which we created up here. You remember this one? I'll duplicate, then hover over it, click, hold, and drag it to the bottom and put it inside that box just below the divider. Select it. Let's have a look quickly at the properties. We go to sizing and we give it a width of around 75%. So it doesn't, that's 76, doesn't matter, 75%. And for the text inside it, I will go and also align that. What is this one now? Text, not this alignment. We have to go to the actual text and then go to text alignment. And now we've created this one. I actually will not use the divider, but I'm not going to delete the divider because maybe I want it, maybe I don't. So I will keep all of this, go ahead, right click on the group and then save to library. And I will call this one section header middle or center. And that gives me an indication that I have saved this group box. And this is my heading where everything appears in the middle. This brings us back to the concept of presets, variables, and then library. You constantly need to weigh up what you want to use in terms of the time and effort that you have. If you are creating a big website, you may want to go variables, presets, as well as saving things to the library. In an event like this, where I'm basically just copying the same thing over and over, we can go with the traditional way of just creating this once, save it to the library, and just keep using it. We don't even need to create presets. But I do like the presets, so I'm going to stick with that. Go to the divider. I'll delete the divider. And this is how we're going to work with this one. Change out the text, and this is where Divi annoys me. I cannot find the text always. Go to the content. Things are good enough. This one is find the perfect plan for your business. Paste my text, and we are good to go. In fact, I think we need to box this little box in even more. And this is where the preset will come in handy. If I had created a preset for it, then it will update across the website. Nonetheless, let's go to design, sizing, and I'll drop it down to 65% so that I can get the size of the subheading below the main heading. Go to add a new row, green box, add new row. This time choose 3 columns, and we're going to be styling this out. Select the first column. We go to the layers panel on the left, select the column. First thing I will do is give it a color background and add background, and we give it our nice dark background. Let's bring in the modules. The first one I will bring in is a heading, which will be heading 3. I'll add another one. We can't see it at the moment. This is the part where we have to make changes. Add new module. Below that, I'll bring in a text. Add another one. This is a divider. We go add more text. And we're adding many text. And below this, we bring a button. Look for the button. Let's start with the first one. Select the text at the top. We go to our setting, and this is H3. We will call it H3 white. Now we can see it finally, and we call this starter pack. Let me see if we can see it. Grab the next text for beginners and more. This one I will say $39. But I think let's pause here and go to our column and first bring in some padding, because at the moment it looks a little bit all over the place. First thing is padding. We have padding around the sides. Go to design. Padding is spacing, and we add some padding at the top, and I'll do that around 55 pixels and link. And padding around the sides, 35 pixels, and link the left and the right. Just by adding that padding, even though nothing is structured properly in here, it looks already better. Let's work with the heading. Select that heading that we've brought in, and we will center align it. Where are we? Not under layout. We have to go to the heading text and put it on center. For the tag below, we're also going to put it on center. For this one, we go to text and put it on text alignment. Select the divider, line, change the color, and we put it to this one over here, bright snow. And then line position, we put it on vertically centered. Now it looks a little bit better. Select the price. Go to design. This is text. Let's change our text font weight to bold. We change the style. No need for that. Color, we put it on secondary color, which is white, and our text size on 64 pixels. And we align it to the center. Did I type a S there? It should be a dollar sign. Let's do that again. Dollar. That's much better. Select the button. Go to the presets we've created. Look at button 1, alignment, and we put it to the middle. I don't like the border for this button. Let's go to our button design, border, and we remove the border. Go to button border style and select none. That's an easy way to remove it. I like the spacing between the pricing here and what's going on here with the button. This spacing is fine to me, but I think this spacing here is too big. The other thing I notice when I hover over this text, you can see how big space there is at the top and at the bottom. Hop on over to text, go to line height. It's set to 2M, and we bring it down to 1M. That makes it more manageable to work with. Go back and select a column. Let's reduce the space between the elements. That's under layout, vertical gap, and I'll put it on 16. That looks better. And then I'll add space by clicking on the button. Go to spacing and margin at the top, and I'll put that on 60. There's one more component I want to bring in here, a little bit more description of what the starter pack is all about. Select this subheading here, duplicate the module, and we drag it down to just under the price. Select the text, and I'll paste my new text in here. Now we've created this nice little starter pack here for ourselves with the pricing option, and we can just go ahead and look on tablet and mobile if it looks fine. Oh, I think one more thing, we probably have to say whether this is monthly or when, and we bring in another text module for that. We build this out very quickly. Select the text, and in caps I'll type in monthly. We go to our design, something we can use. Oh yeah, overline, that worked. Let's see, overline worked perfectly, right? We don't even have to worry about all of that. And all we need to do is go to text and also align it to the center. Go to our devices. Yep, let's talk quickly about anything that isn't even numbers. We have here 3 columns. The moment you go to 3, 5, 7 or any of those columns, where we are today, that when you go to tablet, you'll need to decide, am I going to keep it 3 or I'm going to go for 1? I've seen many people keep 2, and then 1 column at the bottom. That just looks like you couldn't make it work. We need to make it work. On mobile device, I'm pretty sure it's going to be just perfect because the mobile device is set up by Divi from the beginning to stack. But for our tablet device, I believe here we need to go ahead and stack it as well. And that means for our columns, we want it at full width. That's why I haven't created the second 2. And all we're going to do is make sure this one looks good here, which it does. Then go to tablet, select the column. Where is the column? Over here, our row and the column. Then go to sizing and under column class, select the drop down and go to 100%. These 2 are still squashed in there, but we're not too concerned about them because they are going to disappear very quickly when we copy this one. On the mobile device, I do not expect problems and it looks okay. Go back to desktop, select the row, content on the right, elements, and then these 2 columns that are currently empty, go ahead and delete them. And then the first column, duplicate it. This is our little twins and triplets. Go to tablet. And this is often why people would switch rather to using a grid, but this can be overcome. What is happening here is that at the parent level, which in this case is the row, there is a setting that prohibits these columns from stacking, and we need to switch it off. Go to layout, make sure you select the row first, go to layout, and under layout wrapping, switch on this one that says wrap. And the moment it does that, it will honor the 100% full width that we set for the first column, and it will squash the others. No, not squash them. It will stack the rest below. And then for our phone device, it's already set up. And you can see when I go to phone, the layout wrapping. If I were to say no wrap, it will do exactly the same. But Divi already set that up for us. So it's just one of those steps that we need to take when we go to mobile device. Back to mobile. Back to desktop. And let's change a few things here. Select the second column and we change the background. Go to background. And how do I go here? Go to primary color. Good. Select all of these text and we make it white. For the monthly as well. This is one thing that I do like about Divi a lot. As I select the next one, the panel stays open here on the right and I don't have to select the options again and again and drill down. It kind of stays sticky to the setting I was used last, and that makes it easy to work across the different columns. Select the button. This time we give it a border. So we go to button, we go to border, we give the border solid like we did before, but we change, no, the color is already there. And now we just change out the content. For the second one, we call this Pro package. And then for the other one, we call this VIP treatment. This one is $69 a month. And this one is $99 a month. Let's have a look quickly on tablet. It looks big, but on the tablet, it's going to be fine. And then we go to our mobile device. Great stuff. Let's grab this bar and drag it into 360. Make sure everything still fits in nicely. It does. Proper job. And the last thing we do is add padding at the top and the bottom for this section. Select the section. Make sure you see the blue box appear. Spacing, padding at the top, 100 pixels. Click on the link and give it 100 pixels also at the bottom. Save. And the best thing to do now is to go preview it on the front end. Scroll to the bottom. Nice. It looks good. It started out really as a hot mess. Not even hot, it was super cold. And then it turned into this beautiful pricing section. I'll switch on Pixify to see how it's going to look on different devices. We scroll to the bottom. And here we go. And as you can see here on my tablet device, this is actually pretty good. It's pretty big, it gets the message across, and it makes navigation easy on the mobile device. A restart update later, buddy. Mobile device also looks good. Just consider perhaps these two here is too narrow. I think we can add some space to that. Hop back into Divi. Let's go to mobile device, to the heading. Select the first heading. What do we have here? Is there anything under sizing? 80%. Let's reduce that to 95%. And this one, we put it on, let's say something a little bit smaller, 90%. That looks better. We don't want things looking like it's a pillar. Good. Now that we've created this one, we can add a testimonial section next.